The third grader who brought a handgun to school because he'd been bullied. The judge in Butler County said at the hearing the boy's strike, the 4-year-old is too young to understand the charges after he asked questions. The church in Massachusetts getting attention for how it's commemorating recent shootings.
Church in Dedham, Massachusetts, a suburb of Boston, using its nativity scene to draw attention to an increase in mass shootings. Lining the walls around the nativity are hand-painted signs listing the country's deadliest shootings and the number of people killed in each.
This is not the picture of Christmas and Easter we want to make people's lives with the, like it used to come. It can't be this forever. It just has to change.
Father Stephen Gisoma says he and a group of parishioners wanted to send a message to get people thinking. The church said in its bulletin this week that the list serves as a sobering reminder to continue to work for peace. Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
An update on the economy due out in about 25 minutes. The November jobs report expected to show about 200,000 people found new work in the last month, and the unemployment rate is expected to stay at 4.1%. In October, that was a 17-year low. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio.
Are you a business owner or plant supervisor in need of getting something done right the first time and on time? Then you need to call High Caliber. Whether it's construction, machinery installation, or plant maintenance, High Caliber does it all. Demolition, dismantling, fabrication, or industrial construction. They do that too. And their qualified team of millwrights ensures the job is done right. Give High Caliber a call today at 360-984-6669 or visit them online at highcalibernw.com. CCV number 206844.
It's one thing to be aware of breast cancer. It's another to do something about it. Here's to the heroes who are making a difference. Get out there and take action. Who prove every day that they are so much more than a color. Here's to the people who are more than pink. Get involved at coma.org/morethanpink.
This is America's Morning News on Arena 970. Live from coast to coast, America's Morning News is on the air. All the breaking news you need is right here. And now, America's Morning News. Good morning. Here are some of the stories we're covering today.
Very dramatic at first. The intercom came on, and it just sounded like a regular drill at first. But then the lady, it sounded like she had full seriousness in her voice.
A New Mexico school shooting leaves 2 students dead.
Gave some people a false impression that I was admitting to doing things that, in fact, I hadn't done. Some of the allegations against me are simply not true.
Senator Al Franken announces his resignation.
That is now kind of into the area, the dryness, the amount of vegetation in some of the areas still that have not burned makes this still a very threatening environment.
Fires aren't letting up. These stories and more for Friday, December 8th, 2017 on America's Morning News. 2 students were killed in a shooting yesterday at Aztec High School in Aztec, New Mexico, and the suspected shooter is also dead. Students hid in their classrooms, some behind locked doors or in closets, as gunmen opened fire in the school. Here is New Mexico Governor Susana Martinez.
Our friends and neighbors of Aztec witnessed a very heinous and horrific act. There are 2 children who have been killed. And I cannot imagine a greater pain than to lose your child, particularly.
Victims, Casey Marquez and Francisco Fernandez, attended Aztec High School. The identity of the shooter is not yet released. No other injuries were reported, and it is not clear if the shooter died by suicide or was killed by police. The San Juan County Sheriff's Office, in a post on social media, asked for the community to pray for the families of Marquez and Fernandez. And friends were sharing their condolences on Marquez's Facebook page, which displayed photos of the teen in her cheerleading outfit Fernandez's friends posted on his page and wrote t-shirts that memorialized him during a candlelight vigil that brought together hundreds of mourners late last night. And one senior said she was sitting at her desk in her history class when she heard gunshots erupt down the hall. At first it sounded as if someone was swinging a metal baseball bat against the lockers. Then she heard an announcer over the school intercom tell students, quote, "This is not a drill." Here's student Garrett Parker on local station KOAT.
Very traumatic at first. The intercom came on, and it just sounded like a regular drill at first. But then the lady, it sounded like she had full seriousness in her voice, saying lockdown.
Police responded to the school in less than a minute after getting the initial calls, which came shortly after the start of the first period. With the school in lockdown, they got inside through a window and a door. Authorities checked each room and building at the school before the students were bused to another location where they were reunited with their parents. And the school remained cordoned off as people braved frigid temperatures for the vigil at a nearby park. The House and the Senate voted yesterday for a short-term spending bill to keep the federal government running for another 2 weeks. President Trump and top congressional leaders met early yesterday to resolve long-standing policy differences so Congress can pass a long-term spending bill by Christmas. Representative Louis Gohmert on Bloomberg said he expects some problems whenever you try to pass a spending bill at the same time you're restructuring taxes.
My concern was one of process in having a continuing resolution only last 2 weeks and come out about the same time that the conference tax cut bill would come to the floor. That's what we're hoping, that it will be out in the next 2 weeks. But just from my experience, 13 years in Congress, if you set a spending bill to come due at the same time as a tax cut bill for nearly all Americans except the wealthiest, then there's a good chance there will be senators that say, you know what, we got this spending bill coming up, you get me this or that, and I will vote for your tax cut bill for the Americans. And we end up having things like the Louisiana Purchase and all of the kind of efforts to buy senators' votes that sometimes goes on. So I'm very concerned about having those two come together at the same time because of the kind of really crass greed that comes to the surface when it happens.
The major obstacle is what comes after December 22nd, when the government runs out of money once again. Democratic leaders Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer already canceled a previous meeting with President Trump after the president tweeted that he didn't see any way forward on a deal. There's a growing recognition on Capitol Hill that including immigration provisions to protect DACA recipients in the year-end spending bill could be a deal breaker for Republicans, even as some Democrats in the House have threatened to vote against a spending package that doesn't include it. But the reality is, in the Senate, DACA may not be a make or break. The thinking is that Republicans could likely win over 8 Democratic senators, which is the number of Democrats they'd need to pass it, even without a DACA fix.
America's Morning News. America's Morning News. We'll be right back.
Hi, you left? Yes, Medicare is such a maze. United Healthcare can help. Is that why you're driving this bulldozer? Stop it! Choosing a plan doesn't have to be complicated. United Healthcare has the people, tools, and plans to get you through it, including the only Medicare plans with the AARP name.
That was easy. Need to find a Medicare plan? Get help now at uhcmedicare.com. AARP Medicare plans from United Healthcare. United Healthcare pays royalty fees to AARP. AARP is not an insurer.
Hello? Anyone there?
Hey, United Healthcare heading your way.
Thank goodness.
Boston Giant Medicare man?
It's so complicated.
No worries.
Glad you found me. Need to find a Medicare plan? Get help now at uhcmedicare.com. AARP Medicare plans from United Healthcare.